I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am super excited if you can't tell. I'm super excited to be live here with all of you. Today is the first episode for the year of 2024 of Wonder Women Wednesday. I will be interviewing an amazing woman who is sitting and waiting for me in the green room. And I just wrapped up a song on radio. So if you're watching live, please note this show is also live on radio of entertainment. And if you're listening on radio, I just played you a song entitled This Is Me, and it is from the musical The Greatest Showman. If you and I have not met yet, I apologize. Let me introduce myself. My name is Inge van Roy, and I am recognized as a community connection catalyst. What does that mean? Well, I help entrepreneurs to connect with the ideal community through one on one coaching, as well as group coaching and master classes. So, if you need help with that, please let me know and maybe we can explore working together. In the meantime, I want to introduce our amazing guest. Her name is Veronica Jeans, and she is known as the Shopify Queen. And trust me, she has an entire arsenal of tips and tricks under her sleeve. In fact, she's written quite a few books with regards to that very topic. So if you want to check her out, Google her, you'll find her. Believe me. So without further ado, welcome to you, Veronica.
Hey, nice being here. I am so excited about today, being on your show and just talking about some really interesting topics.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Um, Veronica, won't you please let us know who you are and what you do?
Well, as you can see from my name, I'm the Shopify Queen, which only means that I know a lot about Shopify, but also I write books about Shopify and how to get your products online. So Shopify is an e-commerce platform. If you don't know what Shopify is, which I find a lot of people don't, it is a shopping platform that you can sell anything digital or physical products online. And I'm literally the person to come to when you have that problem with what do I do now, or I have an idea, what do I do? And or if you have a store that's not doing really well, what do we do now, right? Because it doesn't mean you open the doors that they will come. They'll probably walk right by your door and go, who they? So you got to entice them into your store to get them to sell your products. So I really get excited about the subject. But anyway, that's me.
That's awesome. Um, just for interest sake, how many books have you written on the topic?
So I think I've written 10 or 11. I had to shut down 4 because they were old. Shopify changes so much. So I literally had to shut them down, which is really hard to do, and rewrite the books into the new 2.0, right? and that was hard. It was, I had to start from scratch. So I write the books, not just blah blah blah. It is literally step for step. You take the step, I show you a screenshot, I tell you exactly what to do, so you can take the book
Wow.
and set up your Shopify store. And then I obviously have my little pro tips in there as well, because I've been doing this for a while.
How long have you been doing this?
I think about 12 or 13 years now. Um,
Wow.
so if you can't really see my background very well, because I live on a boat, right? This is not a
Hmm.
houseboat, by the way. This is a cruising boat that we're getting ready to cruise on. So I think I started just before then, maybe 15 years, and sheerly by accident. I mean, I literally fell into it, talked to somebody, and they said, "Hey, can you help me?" And I go, "Yeah, why not?" and and obviously, with anything that you do these days, you have to have like a toolbox of stuff that you've done before. And so, if I have to start to talk about all my careers I've done all over the world, then you're going to start laughing. But every single thing has helped me to get here, so I can help my clients and entrepreneurs to move forward. But the online changes so fast. We had
Hmm.
before COVID, we now talk about before COVID and after COVID. Um, um, People have changed how they shop online. So you have to stay on top of things all the time. I mean, Google is changing as we're speaking.
Yeah.
So, and everybody talks about AI. Oh my Lord, do I love AI. But makes my life so much easier. But again, it changes things of what we took as normal. It's changing things again online. So be
Hmm.
aware as business owners of what is changing and what can we do about it. And
Yeah.
sometimes we have to leave the old behind and start with a new and new ideas. And also, I really, really believe that entrepreneurs should know their business. What I mean
Mm.
by that is you should know how to do the social, you should know how to do your shipping, you should know how to write blogs before you employ somebody, right? Because
Hmm.
you will need help. If you're selling lots, you need help. But you need to know that as well. You need to know what's happening in the world. So if somebody says to you, "Hey, I can help you," you can say, "Okay, do you know this and do you know that and the other?" Because so many times I find entrepreneurs get taken advantage of because they don't know what they're doing, right? They don't really know what they don't know.
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
is, yeah, it's a hard world. You have to really just, it's like hiring somebody. You
Yeah.
don't really know how they're going to work out
Mm.
until they come and sit down behind the desk. And then you go, I hate this person. Why? Or you get a diamond, right? So you don't really know.
Yes.
I owned a recruiting company, so I know a lot about it. So it is you just have to work through it and then make a decision and then move forward.
I
But
love
that's
it.
where I help. That's where I help, and I love helping people. It's just, I don't think there's anything more exciting than when you hear ding 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 on your phone as people are shopping. So
Oh wow.
I know, right? I know.
Oh wow. Yeah, we need to dive deeper into that, but before we get there,
Mhm.
won't you please walk us through your career journey, and share with us what led you to do the work that you're currently doing? Can you just, where did
Yes.
you start, to where you are now, please?
So it actually, what? Accidents, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. So when I came to America, first thing I did was, what am I going to do here? And then my
Mm.
husband said, why don't you do networking? And I'm a certified Microsoft certified systems engineer. Um, why don't you do this? So I did it for 2 years, and I thought, oh, this is very boring. Hanging around waiting for fixing computers. So I've got the knowledge of computers anyway. Again, come to America with my kids, and They were one was in middle school and one was in was starting high school, and they said to me, "You have to come and volunteer." I go, "What? I have to do what?" you know, we're so used to just sending them off to school, and you see them in the afternoon. No, we have
Yes.
to volunteer as parents, and I thought this is crazy. Anyway, I got involved, and I got involved with the Future Business Leaders of America at the school level that prepare the kids for politics, that prepare the kids for business, and they just started a um, um, websites. Oh, they just started websites. So the teacher says to me, who was a friend, she said to me, "You go and teach them websites." And I go, "No, I can fix your computer. I don't do websites." No, you know websites. Go, go, go. So anyway, so I did the 24-hour how to build my website in 2000.
Mm.
Before 2000. That
Mm.
was before 2000, but 2009 and 99, probably 98 or so. And so I went to state with them internationals, competing in websites and graphics. And you learn as you're going along, because these kids are smart. They're all doing these things by themselves as well, so you learn a lot from them. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so moving forward, had my own company. We sort of crashed and went away. We went through the what they call it, the Great Depression no, Great Recession of 2008, right? and
Right.
and I and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And so, as a recruiting company, I didn't have anybody to recruit, because people would actually have they didn't have they weren't recruiting um, employees. They were laid people off, right? Because it was really,
Mm-hmm.
really bad. Anyway, so I thought, now what am I going to do? And I decided I need to sell something online, because this is where it's going to be at. And but having that vision of, oh yeah, let's sell something online, to, oh, what do we sell online, is it not an easy decision, right? Not an easy decision unless you
Mm.
have a passion, unless you are painting or you're making stuff, or you have a passion, right? But so I talked to one of the shopping carts, not Shopify, but a sales guy, and he said, "Hey, can you help my customers?" And I said to him, "Yeah, why not?" That was it. I just went on from there. And so ever since, I've helped people that want shopping carts or want to sell something online, but also having the background of my own business. I was a tax consultant in Holland, in Dutch. Yeah, you know,
Wow.
I did taxes for expats because they didn't understand the Dutch language, and
Mm.
so I translated their employee forms into Dutch, and all their their money and everything. And I used to bank it all over the world. Yeah, so you have this knowledge and so I know about taxes and banking, international shipping, and all this other stuff that you don't normally get in a Shopify expert. Actually, they just know how to put stuff
Wow.
up.
Wow.
Yes.
I want to say before we move forward, welcome to those watching. I can see there are a few on YouTube, um, and some on LinkedIn as well as people listening to us on radio. So if you would like to send us a message, please do. Please feel free to let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. And if you would like to send us a message to the radio station platform, you can do so via WhatsApp to the following number: +277-697-144-45204. Um, I want to read a comment that we received from Catherine. Catherine says, "We don't always give ourselves credit for what we know when we really know way more than most other people."
Exactly, exactly.
Right?
I agree. Yes.
Are you connected to Catherine, by the way?
I Yes, I think I recognize her. Yes. I've seen
She's
her
in the
in the
Global Tea
tea
Break.
break. Yes, yes,
Yes.
global tea break. great networking,
Yes.
international, right? International.
That's right. Hi, Catherine. Thank you for joining us from Alabama in the US. Lovely to have you. She was a Wonder Woman a few weeks ago. And then we also have Christine Von Panda. She was a Wonder Woman a few weeks ago as well. And she says, wow, what a diverse background you have, Veronica. I
We haven't
agree.
heard anything yet, believe me. Let's have to talk about before that. I could write a book on what to try out.
Yes, I think you could. Oh my goodness. And then we also have another former Wonder Woman tuning in on YouTube from the Mother
Yes.
City. She says, this is Carmen Cara, and she says, hello from the Mother City to you, Inga and Veronica.
Yeah,
I
we
love
love to hear
it.
the tool working.
Yes, she says here, Veronica, may I just say, I love to hear the till working.
Working. Yeah, being and Ingo as well, being in Canada and America, you have to change your vocabulary, and so what are those, the shopping carts, right, at the store,
Yes.
and we call them something else, but my most difficult thing is to say inventory, because I say it wrong all the times. But now I've got my clients saying exactly what I'm saying, so I don't have a problem anymore. But we in South Africa we say inventory because we swallow our words so fast. But
Yes.
yes,
Oh my goodness. Listen to Catherine. She says, was I am always a Wonder Woman. Or at least wait. I at least people wondering what that woman is up to today. Hmm. Well,
that's
I'll
so
drink to that,
absolutely,
Catherine.
yes. Oh, I love your cup.
Thank you. When I started the show, I had to get myself a Wonder
For one,
Woman cup. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go back to the questions. I want to ask you. Hmm. Actually, before we do that, let me tell people, especially the ones that are listening or watching, that have no idea about this. So, I am driven by the principle of Ubuntu. And I will display the definition here for you because I want to tell you that Ubuntu is an ancient African word meaning humanity to others. It is often described as reminding us that I am because we are. And the reason why I believe in this principle so wholeheartedly is because the me that you see before you today would not be without the people that I've encountered in my life, including the people that are making comments and sending messages. And you, Veronica, I'm looking forward to seeing how knowing you will help me evolve into a better version of me. Um, so, community to me is everyone who I've encountered in my life, and specifically people who I admire and strive to emulate. What does community mean to you?
I think, and actually I wrote it down, so I wouldn't be waffling too much. Okay, so for me is, I mean, for me it's the communication about the community,
Mm,
right? The helping each other and how we can work together to grow, whether it's on a personal level or whether it's on a business level. You can't do it by yourself. What did Ford say?
yes,
Surround yourself by people, the like-minded people. And so,
yes,
and that's exactly it. So if you're surrounding yourself by successful people, or people that really like what you do or want to do what you want to do, or want to be like you, or you want to be like them, then you will grow. And that's
hmm,
community for me, because I've
yes,
really surrounded myself with people that want to do something, right? Because there's nothing worse than, for me, and I can never understand this, since I'm sort of past retirement. Don't tell anybody, but My husband retired 2 years ago, and I just said, I'm not retiring because I couldn't imagine just to sit around and he's listening, sit around and not do anything. But so for instance, my mother and
Mm-hmm.
my inspiration, and we're going to talk about this, is my mom and my granny. But I'll tell their stories. My mother worked in the bank for 30 years, and then she retired at 60, right? And I think Namibia and South Africa, 60 is your retirement age, which I think is crazy. 60, 65. Here it's 65. And so it's like your life is over. Now you got to sit and do what? So she opened a restaurant. Then she opened another restaurant. Then they built a restaurant and then sold that. And as they moved along, they just moved into better. But she had a restaurant. In between this, no, so you know where I'm coming from, right? My background is she became a tax consultant to small businesses. She's
Wow.
87 years old. She has just closed down her business. And the only reason is she can't see, but she's got that macular degeneration. So she's got like a band across her eyes and she can't see properly. She has to have a
Mm.
vergrootglas, whatever that is. Manufa-
A magnifying glass.
yes. My husband is telling me what it is. He's so used to me. He's like, I spoke three languages at home. So I spoke German, English, and Afrikaans, and which is not a
Mm-hmm.
really good thing. Because if you don't think of the one word, you can say it in another language. Everybody knows what you're talking about, right? But anyway, so and that's why she's because she's so interested in what people are doing and what are they earning and helping them,
Mm-hmm.
and she gives the Namibian IRS hell. By the way, they all go, "Oh my lord, here's this woman again. She's you can't do this."
Oh my
But this
goodness.
is it, right? We only get stronger the more
Mm-hmm.
mature we get, right? Because we have so much knowledge to give back. And that's how I feel about community as well. I love giving back to my community, my knowledge and helping and every now and again they have to pay. But because I've earned this
Yeah.
knowledge, right? Um,
Yes, you have.
so this is what and you know what, I would not have been here if it wasn't for my community as well, of people that I've met along the way. They've moved me into another level or into a different direction. And I mean, my books come um, from my community, from my shopping Shopify community, which they kept asking the same questions. So I started doing the videos, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to get given them a book because I'm tired of answering the same questions. And that's how the book writing, and then I fell in love with it. And so this is it, right? So when they say
Mm.
do you know what you want to be when
Wow.
you grow
I
up?
love that.
You know, I've decided. I think I know what I want to be when I grow up.
Until it changes,
Until it changes, right? Yes,
right?
exactly.
That's
Hmm.
really for me. Yeah. I I actually envision myself sort of like a butterfly. Um that, I start off as a worm and
Hmm.
then I go through this evolution, but I believe that I will only ever emerge from the cocoon the day that I die because I will keep on evolving
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I
because we
mean,
learn, we keep
yes,
learning, right?
we keep learning, and I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about what we've come through, I mean, it's like
Mm-hmm.
incredible. Is where we've come from, how we can talk online, how we can, you and I, how we can communicate with our family
Yeah.
and friends at home, right? Because because I remember living in Holland before the internet, and so I invented the internet. Never mind anybody else, right? Because I wanted to get online, but we had to call. I had to call my mom. I used to write long letters. She calls them books, and she's kept them all. But I used to call my mom. It used to cost me $100 a minute
Jeez.
to call her, and I used to call her just so I could hear her voice. And it
Mm.
was like, hey, yeah, ha, ha, But and
Yeah.
now she calls me before she goes to bed at night and saying, "Hey, my love, I'm going to bed. I just want to say good night." I mean, it's just incredible,
Mhm.
right? Where we are right now, and somebody who was saying to me about social. Oh, I was in a networking class yesterday, and she was saying we should think of social media differently because everybody goes, oh my gosh, social media is so bad or whatever, but this is how we communicate across the world. I mean, look at what's the
Yeah.
networking thing we go to with Catherine is the tea break, right? Is Alan from
Yes.
Ireland,
Different
right?
networking groups, right?
Yes,
It's the global tea
exactly.
break. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. Exactly. I choose to see social media as a tool. That's what it is. It's a
yes.
tool. And we decide whether it's good or bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want to go to the comments quickly, just to see what. So Catherine says, Catherine was saying, "I'm always a Wonder Woman, or at least I leave people wondering um, about that, about what that woman is up to today." And Christine says, "I love that, Catherine. Always leave them wondering what you are up to." She's laughing. Catherine also said she took German in college. So her German tutor asked her to drop the class.
It's not the easiest thing to learn German. It is
No.
extremely difficult with the and my mom's still complaining. She's been in Namibia most of her life and she speaks fluent German, but every now and again, what's this the him, her, and she and it and you know,
Tell us quickly, um, what is butterfly in German? Do you know?
now you've caught me now.
What-
No, I'll have to Google it. Is
I know
ein
and I don't remember it, but I remember my husband telling me what it was. And it sounds
Schmetterling.
absolutely, yes, it doesn't sound
Schmetterling. No,
pretty. It doesn't sound pretty at all.
Schmetterling. Gosh, I haven't thought about that in a while.
Schmetterling.
Schmetterling, yeah. And sometimes there are expressions in a language that you cannot translate to any other language.
Mm,
And the same in German or in Afrikaans or in English, right? It's
yes,
extremely hard to express what you mean in another language. I find that a lot.
yes. Um, my husband and I were having a conversation. I think it was over the weekend, and he was asking me, "So how do you say this in Afrikaans?" And I said, "Honestly, it loses its oomph if you
Yes,
translate it."
yes.
Um,
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Definitely.
oh my gosh. Catherine also says, "Others are going to tell you your limits if you let them."
Absolutely.
That is so true.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
I've never
She,
been one of those people. I've been extremely lucky to have the most confident women in my life. So my mouth goes,
mm, wow. She also says, "Anything you go with me to is going to be a networking event."
yeah, I think so too.
Oh
I
my
feel the
gosh. I
same way.
think I need to meet you in person, Catherine. That's going to be a hoot. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. So let's go back to the questions. Veronica, so how is community related to the work that you do?
So how is community related to the work that I do?
Mm-hmm.
Probably most of it, because everything that my community that is involved with. Now I've got a personal community and I've got a business community. So, I've got them in different boxes,
Yeah.
except sometimes they cross, right? But I think community is for on the
Mhm.
business side is connecting with people when we can help each other, right? So, for instance, I've just had a contact that I've met before COVID, right, at a social
Mhm.
media networking event in San Diego. In fact, I knew him before that
Mhm.
because I used his app, his Facebook app, and we met for the first time face to face, and we've been working on and off together, and again, connected again recently, so we're going to work more closely together. I'm going to be his Shopify team, but really, because opportunities happen
Um,
all the time, right? Did it go away?
mhm. No, I was just wanting to ask you, what's his name?
Rene Bonuelas. He's from Mexico, but he is
Oh,
in San
wow, I
Diego,
love
has been there
that.
forever. Yes,
So it
Rene
sounds
Bonuela.
definitely very foreign.
I'm probably
Nice.
mispronouncing it. I have these students.
Awesome.
I have these students in a class international in from Poland, and they're international. They're from Asia, China, Russia, um, the one where the war
Wow.
is, Poland, Ukraine. Um,
Ukraine.
yes, yes, Thailand, Indonesia, and they all live in Poland. They go to college there, and Spain, and all over Europe.
Wow.
But pronouncing their names is a challenge. So I give them nicknames.
Oh my goodness. Um, okay, so would you could you share a little bit with us as to the adversity that you faced in your life and how self-belief became your thing?
Hmm. I think I've always been pretty confident about what I'm doing and what I want to do. The only thing that stops me, if you know, at school they said I couldn't do woodworking class because I'm a girl.
Mm,
It's like,
mm,
what? I couldn't do pole vaulting because I was a girl. So I mean,
really?
those things. Oh yeah. So I did everything else, but business wise,
Mm,
I really, there was not something when I said, "Oh, I can't do this." I would do it and learn, and then decide whether there was a good idea or not. Right. So sometimes it wasn't a good idea, like becoming a builder, construction in South Africa was not a good idea. It was not a good idea. I had a whole team that built for me. I mean, it was, yeah, it's a headache. Never, never, ever, ever get into construction. But so I've always tried things out, believing that I can make things work. And I think really is part of your upbringing, or part of the examples you have as you grow up. Because I mean, my mom and my granny, during the depression, they lost the farm. Obviously, they went to Johannesburg, um, and so what they did was, my granny was a great cook. She used to make pies, and they had a cart, and they used to park in front of the warehouse, in the lunchtime, and sell their pies. And then eventually my granny old bought clothes from the clothes warehouse where they were selling stuff, and then put them in a suitcase, and they would sell them door to door. And then she would actually fit the clothes, sew them, and bring them back. And that's how she owned a boutique in Johannesburg and in Pretoria, I think. And then and she was one of the first women that owned a store in Namibia, ran a whole one of those stores where you get everything,
like a
a general store. The peanut
okay.
gallery is telling me here, a general store. So I mean, she used to she made the hats that she sold. She sold clothes, she
Mhm.
sold food, she sold candy. I love the
Mm,
candy. As kids, we used to just go and pinch the candy. And then, anything that she could think of except for alcohol. And I don't think she sold alcohol or cigarettes. I don't think she was allowed to, because there was, hey, the bottle store,
mhm,
the liquor store. And then, obviously, I think
mm,
that's where you bought your cigarettes. I can't remember. before my time. But so
Hmm.
she was already a successful businesswoman, which was unusual, right? It was normally the male, the
Mm.
men had the business and the women worked. Or, and then
Yeah.
there's my mom who worked all her life in the bank and became the bank manager's secretary. And she used to run the bank, and she used to literally open and close the bank, but she couldn't advance because she was a woman, right? So, I mean, but again,
Mm.
growing up with examples of, hey, you know what, I can do whatever you do, I can do better. Remember that song? I think
Mm.
that's my attitude.
Yes. I love that song actually. But my throat is a little bit sore. Otherwise, I would sing it for you. Maybe.
Or who's the singer, and she's from Australia, who sings. I love that you have the lion as a mark here. Is here, I'm a lion, hear me roar. I'm a woman, hear me roar. I don't know, remember who the singer is, but it's my favorite song.
Hmm.
I'm a woman, hear me roar.
I'll tell you. It's Helen Reddy.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Helen Reddy sings
Yeah,
that song. I am woman.
hear me
Yeah.
roar. And I mean, this is
Wow.
exactly. I mean,
Wow.
if we if you don't believe you can you cannot do something, you won't do it, right? But again, the
Mm.
self belief of, if you think you can't do it, and there are, I'm a jumper, I'm a risk taker. My husband is not, totally is not. So if somebody said to me, hey, do you want to do this, and I go, yeah, let's go. But I mean, there are a lot of times when you are doing something when you think, maybe I jumped too soon. I have no idea what I'm doing, right? But I can sell
Mm.
snow to Eskimos, believe me. And so, and thank God that was before Google, because now everybody
Mm.
can Google stuff. So
Yeah.
I can't just BS my way through something. So, it is. I really think that
Mm.
you have to believe that you can achieve something, and we are our own
Mm.
um, we are our own stops. And I really
Yes.
believe in life there are things that we need to learn. Life doesn't go along and it's all happy, happy, happy. There are certain times when life says, hey, I think you're not going to
Mhm.
move forward because you need to learn something else, my girl. You might need to learn a
Mm.
bit of, I'm not that bloody wonderful. I'm just wonderful, right? So,
Oh my gosh. But,
so, yeah.
I want to highlight something that you said because it's very important for us to, um, if there's anything that they want to retain from this conversation, I think it should be this, which is it's a quote from Henry Ford, and it says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Exactly, exactly. And, we can always get up in the morning and go, oh, this is terrible. But, if we get
Mm.
up in the morning and go, oh, I'm excited, I'm going to make this work, right? Okay. And this is this is Cami, she's also in Global Tea Break. We were having this conversation yesterday, and what she says, it is so true. You exert certain endorphins, I don't know what they're called, in your brain. So if you're
Mhm.
positive, right, and you go, hey, I can do this, and you talk to yourself, that's why self
Mm.
talk is such a big thing, right? That you literally your
Yes. Positive
brain
self
starts
talk.
believing. Yeah, your brain starts believing you, right? Because if you go, well, I
Yes.
don't, then you're not going to do anything. So you literally, I mean, I've lots of times, believe me, I had 8, 10 tall black men work for me. So, I'm a woman, I'm a bloody white woman.
mm,
They were all working for me. So what I said, they go, pa, 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 pa. She doesn't know what she's talking about when I was in construction. So the,
mm,
the, the plumber said to me, he was my coach. We didn't know about coaches at that stage, but he said to me, Veronica, you got to teach them a lesson. If you say this is going to be this high by tonight, otherwise I'm not paying you.
mm,
But for a woman, it's not that easy because we nurturers, right? We like to help people. So it was very hard to
yes.
go. If you, but I tell you something, those guys jumped because they wanted a paycheck. But what I'm trying to say is that
Mm,
at times my confidence was undermined by that male, what do you know, right? And believe me, I've had it all over the world. I've
mm,
had an IBM executive talk to my partner, who didn't understand what he was saying, by the way. Instead of to me, he was talking in Dutch because I'm the woman. What do I know? I'm blonde and with freckles. Can't see the freckles, but
mm,
but and that's the attitude that people had, right? So
mm,
I mean,
mm,
we literally, and I admire things in America because American women were so much further ahead than us, so much further ahead of burning the, well, we don't want to really burn the bras, but asserting themselves, right? But
yeah.
but in South Africa, it was really, really hard for a woman to break
Mm,
into a male environment. I mean, they used to pat me on my head and go,
yes.
"Ah, that's just a hobby," right? Because I had kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the comments. Um, I want to see what people are saying. Oh, Catherine. Please read Catherine's comment for us, Veronica.
They told me that I was the first girl on the baseball team. Whoa! I was the first girl in college escort team, not the kind of escort. We made sure folks got safe from point to B. Yeah, from A to B. Exactly.
Whether to be.
Yeah,
Mm,
A to B.
wow. I love that. I want to tell you actually, I was, I attended a girls' high school in South Africa. And because we had no boys, we had no choice but to do things for ourselves. So, for instance, if a teacher needed a projector, well, guess who's going to pick it up? One of us, one of the girls, right? Especially if it was a woman teacher as well. Like, it was a no brainer. Um, so that was good. But I think we think that there's no oppression for women in other parts of the world. But I want to say it's not that there's nothing, but there are various degrees of it, right? Because
Oh,
I can tell
yes.
you, I've experienced that here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
It is. It is.
That's why we as women, we need to take each other's hands and elevate each other
Mm-hmm.
as we go along, right?
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Catherine also
Absolutely.
says, telling me no, ooh, telling me no is a surefire way of getting me to want to.
Yes, I feel the
Right?
same way.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Catherine.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And she says, do what you can where you are with what you have, and you will be amazed at what you can accomplish.
So I'll
She
just add
also
to, so
says, oh my
do what,
goodness, Catherine, you're on fire. Yeah,
yes, so do what you
go
can
ahead.
do where you are with what you can maybe create, right? So sometimes when you don't have
Mm,
something, you can create it.
yes. Wow. Yes, we can. She also says if we knew everything we don't know, then we probably would never climb out of the covers. Sometimes the not knowing but believing anyway makes us the boldest. Oh,
Mm,
I love that. And she says,
I'm
she's
an
talking to
instigator.
Christine. She says, Christine, I'm an instigator. Yes, she is. Carmen is addressing you. She says, I somehow think that it's still a world. You have to really fight to make a mark in the business world. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
agree. So
Absolutely.
both
Hmm.
Carmen and I have similar backgrounds. We actually come from a time where we were both executive assistants, and now we both have our own businesses. So it's possible if you put your mind to it. It really starts with mindset,
Oh,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. So I went to we moved from South Africa to Holland, and I thought
Hmm.
they're nothing like South Africans, right? They are. This is Europe, and we all, on the same place. Oh no, oh no. This I had so many chauvinistic remarks about what I was going to do. It was just incredible. And so then I realized that it's not just South Africa, that, yeah, you got to fight for what you want. Except if you have, and also I think the bottom line is, and I'm also, my husband's listening to this, is if you have the right partner in life, right? Because if you have somebody that really believes in you, right, and that pushes you and lets you do what you can and what you want, that's so. I mean, that is like priceless.
Yes, it is priceless. Um, Catherine also says, "Ooh, women have to fight for our right to pursue our dreams." She's so right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we only have a few minutes. It's like 13 minutes that we have. So I want to ask you two questions. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Actually, three. But the first question is, do you have any tips to help somebody get started who um, who lacks self belief?
Partner with somebody. I think, and so again, I came to America and I suddenly discovered a coach. I didn't know what a coach was. You get a coach when you are in sports, right? I didn't realize. So I went to this event and I said to this woman, "Okay, there's so many coaches roaming around here." And actually, her name was Von Bander, by the way, and she was from Canada. And I said to her, "Explain to me what a life coach
Oh,
is. What do you do?" So that's how I
mhm.
encountered the first time. And so, with whatever you're doing, or if you want to do, combine it with somebody that can help you, whether they held you accountable, whether they support you with their knowledge and their expertise. And you don't have to stay with them because you might outgrow them, right? I've outgrown all my coaches, but they will be there and they will give you something to take to the next level.
Mm, mm. I love that. That's amazing. Thank you. Um, Second question. If somebody would wants to start selling on Shopify, this is your wheelhouse. What what guidance can you give them in, like if you have a few steps that they could follow? I know we can buy your books,
Yes.
but
First thing,
is
first
there
thing.
anything
Mhm.
that you can tell us? Yes, go for it.
I think the first thing is decide what you want to sell, right? And I've a couple of occasions I get when clients come and they go, oh, I'm going to sell this and this and this and this, and no, keep it very simple. And I want to say that in Africa, we say eat the elephant one bite at a time, but we don't eat elephants, by the way. But that's just a saying. So that's what it is, right? Slow
Yeah.
steps. Start with one thing and promote that, get your customers, and then start something else, right? So start slowly. You don't have to take over the world. You will not be another Amazon. You will just grow your business to what capabilities and finances you have, because it's very important to have that backup of finances as well, a little bit, right? So I've had clients that started from scratch with hardly anything, but it does take a little bit longer, right, to get there. But decide
Mm-hmm.
on what you want to sell. You have to be passionate about what you sell. That's another tip too. You have to be passionate about what you sell, because you have to write about it. You have to talk about it. You have to sell it. And if you sell something that you are really passionate about, whether it's scented candles or puzzles or whatever, people are attracted to that. And that's what's going to make you a
Mm.
success.
Mm. Okay, so decide what you want to sell and be passionate about what you're going to sell.
Yep, you can't
I
sell
love
what
that.
you can't sell if you don't like the product. Really.
Mm. Hmm. It's a little bit like endorsing someone, right? You need
Ye-
to endorse someone that you can actually get behind, and you can know that that person is going to bring value to whoever you are
Yes.
selling
Yes.
them to,
Exactly.
right?
So a referral has to be
Mhm.
somebody that you've tried out, that
Mm,
you know won't disappoint you, right? Oh my Lord, that guy helped me and he
yeah,
was blah blah blah, and you go, phew, I shouldn't have done that, right?
yeah, yep. Been there, done that.
Tic tac pieces.
um,
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
so I want to go to the comments and say hello to Diane Bayer. She says, hello, all. The right partner is a life's treasure. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
She's so
Absolutely.
right. And she also says, we are all better when we work together. A coach, a mentor, teacher, friend, partner, all help us be better. She also says, find someone smarter than you to learn from them and their experience. Someone who is willing to share.
Exactly.
And baby steps get you to the same place, just through an easier path. Love it. Thank you, Diane. She also says, I've been saying this all week. Break it down to tic tac pieces. It's easy to handle when it's bite size.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Diane, you said that to me yesterday when we were talking. Thank you. My goodness. Um, now
It's
we have 7 minutes. Well, six. But Veronica, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best place?
probably my website, because I have a chat on my website and I always answer everything. So if you have any questions, just chat with me on my website. It'll be emailed through to me, or on Messenger, Facebook. Again, Veronica Jeans, Shopify Queen. I do compete with Veronica Beard Jeans, who sells lots of
Oh.
expensive jeans. So I'm not her, unfortunately.
Do you remember? Um, so Veronica and I have been connected for a long time. We would send messages to each other, but essentially missing each other all the time. And after a while, I said, you know what? I really want to talk to this lady. And I just went to her website and I scheduled a call.
Yes,
So that
exactly.
is the best place to meet with
Hmm.
her. Thank
Hmm.
you, Veronica, for coming and sharing your essence with us. It was awesome to have you here.
It's a pleasure. I absolutely love coming onto your show. And I can't believe we're actually on radio. This first time I've been on radio in Cape
Oh
Town,
my
as
goodness.
well, right?
Yeah. Actually, Cape Town and the world. Um,
Oh,
so
okay.
just I'll tell you. So it's a global online radio station,
Mm-hmm.
and we have listeners basically all over the world. And the listeners total for a month more than 86,000 listeners.
Ooh, that is amazing.
Yeah, thank you. We are approaching our second year of being on air. So congratulations to my team. I know we are doing awesome. We started in February of 2022 with 5 listeners.
You see, you started small and look where you are
Yes,
now, right?
yes, yes. So really baby steps, like Diane said.
But just do it.
Um,
Just do it.
yes. My goodness. Carmen says we're in the same boat, Veronica. I compete with Carmen Cara, the
So this,
famous designer.
no way. That's so
Uh,
cool. That's so cool. I mean, even if I look for myself on Amazon, she pops up. Is it like, really, dude, just go away? But I have, with a lot of effort, I am on page one on Google with her
mm,
because I keep my website fresh. I do blogs. I'm also an SEO expert, so I've proven that you can actually pitch up on page one
mm,
with big competition, and she's everywhere. She is in every store you can imagine. Um,
wow.
yeah, I mean, one of her jeans. I was going to buy one of her jeans was only $381, and I thought,
Ah,
no, let me go to the
wow.
Levi's store. Yeah.
I want to tell you, when I was a young girl, up until probably at least until I was about 30, I kept thinking, why the heck did my mother name me Inga? Um, I know the reason. I know she loved the name. She actually had a friend who she knew many years before I was born, and she loved the name so much. She said to herself, if I have a girl, I will name her this." And but I will say, for me, it's been like really because nobody can pronounce my name properly. Um, and always, if I introduce myself, people always say, "Sorry, what's your name again?"
I know. I know. Yes.
Um, but I'm glad that this is my name because there is no other Inga van Roy. Google me, you'll find me right at the top.
I love that. I love that. That is,
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
exactly. Actually, my second name is Lee, Veronica Lee Susan. I've got three names, and I've been thinking maybe I'm going to start using Veronica Lee jeans. So,
Yeah, um, that's actually a good idea.
I know,
That's
right?
a
I
good
know.
idea.
But then you
But
have
thank
to.
you again for being here and sharing this space with me. There's a bit
Thank
of
you
a
so
delay,
much.
but that's okay.
I
Thank you
know.
for being here. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Ingo. I love being here.
I'll send you back to the green room, and if you
Hmm.
can wait for me there, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Please wait for me in the green room as I wrap up. Okay. And if you're still watching live, thank you for being here and spending this time with us. If you like, please pop over to africahub.co.za and click listen live to continue listening to the rest of the wrap up of the show. Until next time, I'd like to wish you a wonderful rest of your week. Take care and be blessed. Come on over to the radio.